Hello, welcome to another grief share video. Today I'm going to be sharing what I've been through over the past week. Again, I call it like a grief share story. But I've talked about on some of my previous videos that I'm really going through a grief experience with my family specifically. I've had a long time where I've had to do things to change the relationship with my mother and father specifically, immediate family, I guess. But the last year or two, well, I'd say about a year ago, I kind of got things in a place where I wouldn't say that I'm happy about it, but it's in a place where I guess, manageable. I'm not sure how else to say it. It's kind of at a point where there's no uh, like anger between people and going back and forth. That was kind of going on for a while. So um, basically, I'm not really speaking to my parents, and it's just given me time to heal. Um, that's kind of where I've left things right now. But um, there is some issues I've dealt with, and I know a lot of people experience issues with their in-laws, but I've had a lot of problems with my in-laws, and I want to stress that like they're great people, as far as um, what I've seen in my life, especially compared to my own parents. They're really great people. But I think we all have struggles with our in-laws that we just weren't expecting. I don't know anybody that just is happy with their in-laws, but I'm sure there's some people. But I'm in a group where people have issues with their in-laws, and it happens, and you have to just deal with it. But me and my husband are working through it. Um, we've both been really working to get our parents in a place of, I don't know if I'd say respecting the marriage more, um, because that kind of sounds bad, but um, I don't know if you experienced this, but before before me and my husband were married, and I have heard this with other people, but before we were married, I think we do things with our parents that aren't really good for a marriage, our own marriage. It's not good for a future relationship, if that makes sense. Like there were things that I did with my parents that weren't really appropriate once I got married. I guess that's what I'm saying. Like for example, maybe um, I called my mother or father every day, or I went and saw them every weekend, and again, maybe that works for somebody, but I just saw that it was taking too much away from me and my husband's relationship. So um, that's what me and my husband are trying to work on, trying to change the things that we did. Not knowing any better before we got married, we're just trying to put things in a better place now. Um, and I think everybody's parents kind of falls into a habit of things that were passed down, that may not necessarily be appropriate. And I guess I'll just go ahead and focus on the issue specifically. Um, so my husband had his birthday this week, and I don't mean to pick on him because this has happened to me many times as well. On my birthday, I've had to deal with my parents, but his dad reached out to him, and I think his dad wanted to um, speak to him personally on the phone, and really tried to communicate with him several times during the day, and it's just been hard because we've tried to express things to both of our parents about how we don't like being on the phone, And, I don't think they meant any harm by it. They just like being on the phone. But um, both of our parents have seemed to have trouble. Um, I don't know if it's remembering, understanding. So they continue to try to get us on the phone. And again, I don't mean this any kind of negative way. We all do this. I mean, we all don't understand things and we try to do something to somebody that they've already asked us not to do. So, that that was happening Sunday um, on my husband's birthday, and it was just really hard because it just came down to having to say something not the best way. And it's hard to go into without a lot of detail, but um, having to remind the person that you don't like what they're doing, it's just hard. It's hard to do something that you know is going to hurt somebody. So so we were in that position on Sunday, and again, same thing has happened to me with my parents. Uh, we've been in positions where we had to speak up and say, you know, um, this is a problem, you know, um, when they were continuing to do it with my parents. But anyway, it's just it just caused so much pain, and um, probably for both people. My husband's father, I'm sure he was hurt by what we said. I think we were just trying to say, didn't want to be on the phone. Um, but that you could tell that something wasn't right after we sent it. And I mean, I think you just naturally feel bad. Like I said, when you know you're hurting somebody, it's not the best way to handle it. But and again, this is something that me and my husband have had to do with both of our parents. We have tried to say things differently. We've tried to say things, I want to say in a nice way. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but we've tried to say things without being offensive. But there's just there's things that people can do sometimes that make it hard to talk to them. For example, with my mother, I tried to tell her some things about um, how the past hurt me, and she would just reply with a Bible verse, and it was really hard to talk to her because that's how she tended to respond. So I mean, that's just an example of how it can be hard to talk to a parent. So you end up doing something that's hurtful, and I mean, we both have a long history with our parents. Even before this kind of thing, like I said, we've spent years trying to get um, get the relationship in a better place, so that we don't, I guess, hurt each other, me and my husband, because sometimes it just feels like, you know, um, it could feel like you're choosing the parent over your spouse, but I don't think anybody's trying to do that. It could feel that way, and it can cause a lot of bad feelings. So that's why we're trying to get things in a better place. Just um, parents tend to want to hang on, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I think we all would love our children to a point that, it's hard to just let go when you're not really expecting a marriage or whatever to happen. But once somebody's married, you do have to kind of fully let go. So um, that's just kind of where things stand. But just not really happy. Me and my husband aren't happy with the way things are with our parents. We want things to be better. We want things to be different. And I think there was a time where I remember when I was younger, I just didn't even care um, what the relationship was like. So I mean, maybe it's a good sign that you know to want things in a better place, but it is still hard to go through the pain that you have to go through um, to get things where they need to get. Just with some parents, they just like I said, when they have trouble listening or understanding, it just makes things a little bit harder. But um, anyway, we love our parents to death, but uh, things just happen where you have to get things in a better place with the relationship. And you know, I, I'll try to go into that more on some other videos, but I'm gonna try to wrap it up here. If you have a grief share story or something you want to share that you're going through that's difficult, you can do that in the comments. But otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and end it. And thank you for watching. Have a good day.